Welcome to Marcor Studios, where here we will be interviewing different industry professionals and educating our homeowners as well as the industry as a whole. We hope you enjoy the show. Welcome to Marcor Studios. We have our biggest cheerleader and special guest today, my mom, Kathy.
Oh my goodness.
So, how do you like the studio?
I love it. I can't, I feel like, wow, where'd you go? How'd you get here? What the hell? Okay.
So,
Bean, I'm so proud of you.
thank you. So, what's it like dealing with Dad and I?
You really want to know?
Of course. I mean, I don't know. Do I want to know?
Well, I'm not sure how to start. Like,
Well, give me the good, the bad, and the ugly, I guess.
so the good is, you both intrigue me. Like, I love watching everything you do because you never cease to amaze me.
Thank you.
And you're incredible. He's incredible, but in a different way. He's, got that older mentality. So I like watching you better.
All right. Well, don't tell him. He's not going to buy you things anymore.
That won't change. So the bad is every time we're together as a family, it's Marcor this and roofing that, and it's business. So it's okay because the whole family, we're all used to it. So I guess obviously, it's the bread and butter of our lives. So it's okay, but it's bad sometimes because I want to talk to you, but I'm like, Gina.
Well, I know when I am driving to Staten Island, I shut it off and we have coffee together on the drive.
Let them, yeah. It's good.
It was definitely a good one.
I'm gonna get a tattoo.
I get you a matching one.
Let
Yeah, we'll do it together.
Okay, I gotta be careful.
All right, we'll figure that out.
I like that. Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, done.
So good.
Let me finish the book then first.
Okay. Well, I didn't finish it either.
Well, maybe we should finish it before we get matching tattoos about it.
Okay.
So
the ugly. There's really no ugly.
Oh, there isn't?
Well, not for me. I watch you have a lot of ugly. Like, oh my God.
Well, I mean, listen, there's definitely been blood, sweat, and tears to get us to where we are and to where we're going. But,
yeah,
you get to see some of the behind the scenes of what it's like for us to run a business. And, unfortunately, people who have taken advantage over the years and, things that you were involved before I was even involved in, things that happened that I've uncovered. And unfortunately, we love this man who is just amazing in so many ways. But he's the creator, but he's also the biggest marshmallow teddy bear that just somehow just gets pushed over by so many people.
I know.
And it's hard for me to watch. So I imagine it's sometimes hard for you to watch because he's just got such a good heart and he just gets so taken for granted. And unfortunately, I kind of sometimes fall in those same footsteps. And
yeah,
imagine that's not easy for you to watch.
No. I think over the years though, he's starting to realize he's stepping back slowly to let you do what you need to do. Because as I've heard in the past, you're just unstoppable, and it's a good thing because you do find a balance, and I love watching that. Everybody complains, you don't do this, or you're not do too much of that, and whatever. But I love the fact that you do make time for the kids and your husband. You go on date night, but you're 24/7.
I mean, you make a lot of that possible though, because I wouldn't be able to go. We have to call our kids on Sunday night when they have you and ask them to come home, and then you kind of convince them to. Well, can I just have them one more night and can they sleep over and I'll take them to school Monday? But I'm so blessed. And Anthony said it the other day too. We're so blessed that we have that.
But now I feel like I'm getting punished because I can't get them.
Well, because they come back and they're bad because they don't have rules at Gaga's.
It's not fair.
All right. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. But then just, maybe don't bribe them with Ulta so much and Starbucks.
Wait a minute. Gabriella's got she's got I guess a grid now. She's counting her money so she could say she won't go to Ulta unless she has $100.
Yeah, I'm teaching them financial literacy. Yeah, it's a thing. At 6 and 8, they're going to learn this stuff because they got to learn how hard it is to actually make money. I think
I see that already in them. They start, the the wheels are spinning and they're realizing the value of the dollar.
Well, so like obviously when the kids go to your house and like they rub Papa's,
With
arthritis out of his thumb, and I told Gabriella, I said, Gabriella, so how long does it take you to make $5? She said 30 minutes. I said, okay. So we just went to dinner. It just cost us $200. Or I took you out here or there or whatever. Today just cost me $200. How many half-hour hand massages did you have to give Papa to just rub that one thumb to get where we were? And now they're obviously learning math. So we're trying to teach them that. And I think the business, I think they're starting to get intrigued by it because, Gabriella loves coming here. Julian, I got to see Juliana before I left work today. That was nice. So, that's definitely been a hard part, being a working mom and being involved in what we do, and trying to get here early enough, but also trying to see them. And like you said, the balance, it's trying to get the kids, get the husband, get the play dates, get the friends,
But you do
the family, the weekends away from time to time, go on vacation once in a while. Yeah. And managing a lot of different things here. Yeah. It's, we figure it out, and, the kids have adapted. I mean, they kind of had no choice.
They had no choice, but I think you and Dad thrive on that stuff. Like
absolutely.
It's really like your dopamine. Like you do. Like he can't retire. He's not. No, he can't.
I mean, I think he just loves
slow down a little bit, but I don't even know if he knows how to do that. But in time,
I mean, I don't think if he retired, I don't know if that would kill him or if you would. I don't think you could tolerate him being home that much.
I wouldn't. I would just make him broke.
All right, well, then he needs to keep working.
Correct. So we're good. We're good. No, this works out good. I look forward to him coming home. I look forward to him leaving with Darla.
So
the puppy.
But
it's all it's all good in a nutshell. Like
I gotta make you laugh, actually. So somebody told me a funny joke yesterday, and they said, "What's the difference between your dog and your wife? If you lock your dog and your wife in a trunk, who's gonna be happy to see you when you open it?
Just the dog."
But I was like, oh my God, that was my first thought. I'm like, Darla would love to see him when he pops out of the trunk. Mom would kill him. But
sure.
So let's talk about when this all started. You want to share some of the fun stories about it?
So honestly, when it really all started, it was in my house before you were even, I think you were away at college, maybe.
No. I was younger than that when this started. And when Dad had previous partners and he was still at the car dealership, that was, a while back.
So when you want to start, you want to know about.
Oh no, I mean that was started. Like those were years ago. I was like 14, 15 when he started out doing,
Right. And you wanted nothing to do with it.
No, I did.
I hated watching what he was going through.
Well, he went through a lot of trials and tribulations, and again, in the beginning, he was just getting taken for granted and taken advantage of.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, and
he learned just like you did. By the seat of his pants.
But isn't it amazing though? Like he made me rip roofs. He made me roof roofs. I had to do every angle of this.
This is when you would call me at 6:30. Mom, they're stealing the copper. Dad said I can't come home without it. And they would hide it in their trunk.
Yeah.
And like you had to hunt it down. And they was so mean to you.
They were. I remember.
They were.
Well, they didn't expect that. Like they didn't want to take orders from me.
No. But the turnaround, looking back and where you are today it's really remarkable. Because
now they get upset at him and they come to me and they cry to me. Gina, help me.
Yeah. Like, you earn their respect. And,
it took a lot though to get there.
But you were resilient. And you didn't give up.
I mean, but I had you. And honestly, I don't think I could have gotten near where I am without having you. I mean, you were there for me to vent to. You understood it. I mean, everyone says you, me, and Dad, we have this little love triangle between the three of us because, I'm so involved in the business and, involved in a lot of financial stuff. And it's, I would imagine that's always not always easy for your daughter to tell you, like, no, this is how this is going to go, and we're going to refinance this way, and we're going to buy this car, and you can't do this. And, it's all for the family's benefit, too, and for the business's benefit and for the team's benefit, because certain things that, decisions that, you, Dad, and me make affect 80 to 90 families underneath us. And I have to try and balance that and make sure we're making the proper financial decisions that don't affect everybody else.
Yeah, and you do that amazing. Like, I don't know another woman in my life that does what you do. Like, and I know there are other women, I just don't know them, but it takes a special person to be able to do that. Like,
Thank you.
you literally will go from like talking about, Play-Doh with the kids to, a, a contract of, $5 million. Like, and how you switch that in your head is besides me. I still don't know what a square of roofing looks like.
I'll show you. I'll show you in the warehouse before.
interested.
I'm not interested.
I don't want to learn right now because I don't need it in my life.
So,
But
what about the story about? Remember when I called you, and it was when I first started working with Dad, and he left. Talk about like what Dad used to do in the beginning to me, when he used to make me like sit in the back of the box truck, or he'd leave me in the middle of the Bronx, and like, or that day.
some of those stories I don't even really know.
Well, no. What about the one in Jamaica, when I was working on the lady's house in Jamaica, and everyone was coming over the house? It was a Saturday. We were having company. Everyone was going by the pool. I was still living home. And Dad said I'd be home by 12 to be able to come and hang out.
And you can't get home like forever late.
I called you crying, and I said, this house turned into a cedar tear. And
Was it like how many layers were on it? Like,
it was like 5 layers plus cedar. It turned into a disaster.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's fine. I'm going to go home by the pool, and I'll meet you home when you're done.
He was mean.
Yeah.
He was very mean. But
he built me.
But, I think the best part was, I remember when you finally told me, like, you know what I did, Mom? I went to Home Depot and I bought a book on how to do roofing. Like, you actually went.
I did.
And because he showed you nothing. Like, he literally threw you to the wolves.
But I think that's why I was able to get to where I was, where I am, and where we're going.
Yeah.
Because I had to do it myself. I had to teach myself.
I think you thrived on the respect of yourself, to know that you were capable of doing it. But, it wasn't easy watching you, even till like, I watched you through COVID and all the things you went through with your body, losing a child and still persevering, know, and not being able to go to the hospital because nobody can be there for you. Like, you've really gone through a lot of tragedy.
Yeah.
And it takes that to get to where you are today. Like, I feel like today you are a human being, a woman that you can defeat anything that comes your way, because you've had so much experience with tragedy in your life, and you've come through it with flying colors. So I feel you're at a turning point where even if people try to, like, you I don't want to use the word patience, but like, you have no patience for the BS that comes with it at this point. And that's part of, the growth in you.
Yeah, that definitely was a hard backbone to grow.
But it's a beautiful thing, because now, like, nobody's going to get in your way. There's nobody can get in your father, not me, like nobody.
I just, if they're here, they go like that.
Yeah, you're on a mission. And, it's a great thing, because you graduated high school at 16. You graduated college at 19. Like, people don't do that. And then went right into like the workforce. So
I think that's a hard thing to live with, like that mentality, though, because being an overachiever with a type A personality and then being a woman doing it, it's very complicated to understand that not everybody thinks like that. So I have to kind of hit the brakes, and like the accountant tells me, I get on the phone with him, he's all right, decaf. And I said, I don't drink coffee, but he's got to tone me down a little bit. But, and it's hard because I'm in this go constantly. I open my eyes, and it's, a kid climbing in my bed, hopping in a shower, but you always phone calls ringing.
You always thinking out of the box, and that's what makes it. But that's what makes you who you are today. Like, being able to think out of the box, even though all that's going on you. Like, you could still be like, after the kid gets out of the shower, you could be like on the phone call, talking about again, like a contract that is very complicated.
There's definitely, as a mom, you could probably relate that there's definitely a mom guilt that you get with it too.
There always will be, no matter. I have mom guilt now. How old are you?
Yeah, I don't know what guilt you have. You've been a great mom all along.
But as a mom, you just you never know, when you're gonna get hit with like, Mom, what about this? I'm like, didn't come with directions today.
I still remember the day that I had Gabriella. Well, first off, I remember getting yelled at by Anthony because I climbed up on a roof and I stupidly answered my phone. It was a flat roof, but I remember being pregnant, and he called me, and I stupidly picked it up, and I was like, I was like, I gotta call you back. I'm on a roof. And the words came out because it's so natural for me to do. And he called me and he's like, what are you doing? And I was like,
You didn't even realize.
I didn't, I think I was maybe like 5 months pregnant. Like I didn't realize, but then I remember
Wasn't
there
it
was
raining?
no, that was
another time.
So that was the other time when, no, that was when the builder, and that's when I realized like I can't let people control me. Something had happened, and I remember I got called out on a Sunday morning on an emergency.
I remember.
And I was 8 months pregnant, and this was when I was pregnant with Juliana, and the guy he said, I don't give if you're pregnant, get your ass out on that roof right now. And I listened instead of being like, no. I climbed out a window 8 months pregnant and got on the roof because I needed to figure out what was going on with it. And I remember just thinking work first and not even thinking about that I was pregnant. And I remember driving home hysterical crying. I remember, I could tear up now. I remember going home and Anthony and Gabriella sitting on the stoop. And I just bawled my eyes out because I was like, oh my God.
What do they do?
Like, my natural instinct was to just like fix the situation here, but forget about myself, forget about the fact. And then I remember going into labor, arguing with the guy and the things that, I'm like, I'm literally in labor right now. And this guy's fighting with me about something that he caused, like one of his subs caused that had nothing to even do with me, and it's just, you get so wrapped up in it because when you are passionate about it like Dad and I are, it's not just a job. This is our life.
Right. But now you look back and look where you are today. Like you're done with all that. Like, unfortunately you had to go through some of that to get to where you are.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
look, you got this amazing podcast, whatever it is, TV thing going
and look where we came over the last, 17 years I'm doing this with Dad. I mean,
it's crazy.
We've definitely had our bumps in the road, but somehow we know how to flip the switch. And yes, we still talk work when we go out on the weekends and we're out, hanging out in Fire Island or at one of each other's houses. But the fact that Dad and I spend as much time as we do at work, even though we're usually 2 ships passing in the night, the fact that we still want to be together as a family is something that
it's a beautiful thing.
I'm so blessed for. And we've worked for that. And I'm so happy to have that. So
it's great. And for me, if you asked me how do I do it, and I keep silent. I keep silent often.
You've learned that one.
I don't know if you want to say, but for 13 years, I've been going to church.
Yeah.
Learning how to keep silent. Yeah. But you know what? It works.
Yeah. And it's definitely enhanced what we do in our, as a family, and we all balance each other very well. And, we're not the type that we don't work against each other. So one thing that even I remember as a kid when I was going to school, I was never allowed to go to school crying. I was never allowed to go to bed crying.
Nope.
And everything had to be solved.
But how come you kids,
they don't?
They don't?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
They're not allowed. I don't care if it's 11 o'clock at night. Gabriella, come lay in my bed. We calm down, and when you're ready to talk, we talk. And you're not going to bed until we smile and kiss goodnight.
Correct.
Because I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be out the door before you might be up. I tried 3 times to wake her up this morning. I intentionally make noise so I can at least give him kisses goodbye. Otherwise,
she's getting to that age.
Otherwise, the dogs get up, and then the dominoes. It's so. But thank you for all of your support.
I'm very proud
and everything
you do. That you do and you've done and you're doing. And just
I love you.
Don't stop. I love you too.
Infinity, past last number, more than life, life itself,
and Googleplex.
Yeah. Bingo.
Love you.
Love you, Ma.